Thanks for joining us on this edition of National Focus. I'm Mervin. Coming up, St Vincent and the Grenadines makes another contribution towards Dominica's post-Erika relief efforts. Plans underway for the establishment of a tissue culture lab in Dominica and the CCTV cameras to be a permanent fixture in Roseau and Portsmouth. Stay with us for details of these and other stories after this. Thank you for staying with us. The government of Dominica has received $100,000 for relief efforts from St Vincent and the Grenadines. The funds were raised at a concert held in St Vincent in November last year to aid Dominica following the passage of Tropical Storm Erika. At the ceremony on Thursday, Cultural Ambassador of St Vincent and the Grenadines, Rondi McIntosh, made the presentation on behalf of the people of St Vincent and the Grenadines.
I can clearly remember in August of 2015, I was somewhere on tour in Haiti and social media started blowing up. So I was wondering what was going on with Dominica. So being a person who passed through Dominica several times, I start calling people and asking what is going on. And when the pictures start coming in, I realized the magnitude of what was happening. At that point, I could have related to it because in 2013, we had our own incident in St. Vincent. Now, we are not a rich country by any stretch of the imagination, but we are a good Caribbean neighbor. And I believe that throughout the region, we must all stand with each other.
McIntosh was elated by the support for the concert.
Now, that concert turned out to be one of the biggest concerts we ever had in St. Vincent. And that's the kind of outpouring he had of support for our sister country, Dominica. We had all the top local artists at that concert. We also had, out of Jamaica, Mr. Vegas. We had TOK, we had Sizzler, to name a few. So this morning I am here to say, Dominica, we are here with you, and any support that you need, please reach out to us. We can help in whatever way we can.
Health professionals from St. Vincent and the Grenadines also assisted Dominica post-Tropical Storm Erika. Honorable Minister for Foreign Affairs, Senator Francine Barron, applauded the efforts of the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and the Organization of the Eastern Caribbean States for aiding Dominica after last year's storm.
We did not have to call on them. They called. They said, "You were with us when disaster struck us, and we are with you now. We will help you, Dominica." This is a testament of true friendship and solidarity and proof of our OECS unity.
Senator Barron noted that rehabilitation efforts in the area of infrastructure was done in a timely manner due to the quick response of the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Because of the generosity of the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we were able to place bridges in the damaged areas along the west coast, placing bridges at Point Round, Battley, and Makushri. This allowed us to restore vehicular access to all of the west coast in record time. We were also, from this allotment, able to construct the bridge at Buetica. We will always be eternally grateful to the government and the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines for their assistance. The people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines did not stop there, however. On the initiative of the then Minister of Foreign Affairs, Camilo Gonzalez, Invest SVG joined forces with the youth of St. Vincent and the Grenadines to host a benefit concert to raise funds for the people of Dominica who were affected by the storm.
A replay of last year's Dominica benefit concert in St. Vincent can be aired on GIS on Sunday, February 14 from 2 p.m. In more news, discussions are well underway for the construction of a tissue culture lab in Dominica. This was confirmed by the Honorable Minister for Agriculture, Johnson Drago. The minister made the comment following a tour of the Dominica China Modern Agriculture Center in 1 Mile, Portsmouth on Wednesday.
We are visiting the Smart Greenhouse first to look at the progress we are making in terms of the tissue culture pineapple seedlings that we have here, the tissue culture banana plantlets that we have here as well. And additionally, we are looking at a concept for the establishment of a tissue culture lab and modern training facility, not only for the Ministry of Agriculture, but for Dominica by extension. And we are happy that our Chinese friends have already designed a concept which the government will be looking at, and the government is also will be looking at providing land for the facility. We believe it's going to be our next flagship project over the next 2 years for the Ministry of Agriculture to establish our very own tissue culture lab and modern training facility to help us catapult the agriculture where we really want it to go. We are happy where we are at with the mission.
Wednesday's delegation included China's ambassador to Dominica, the Honorable Minister for Foreign Affairs, the Honorable Minister for Planning, and other officials of the Ministry of Agriculture. His Excellency Li Jiangnin spoke with GIS News following the tour.
That we have been working closely to bring this agriculture station about to this stage. We heard a briefing about the capabilities of this agriculture station, smart greenhouse, and what they have done in the past a year or two, and we are satisfied with the results. And it's also a good time that we had exploratory talks about future, and we are looking forward to working closely with the Ministry of Agriculture and other officials of the Dominican government to develop this agriculture station, increase its capabilities, and to enable it to do a better job at what they do.
The Honorable Minister for Planning, Dr. John Colin McIntyre, says there is tangible evidence of the positive impact of the Dominica China Agricultural Center on the lives of hundreds of Dominican farmers.
Just post-tropical storm Erika, we were fortunate to have this smart greenhouse. Just at the time when black ciguatoka was really ravaging Dominica, and governments, the government's intentions and of course government's plan to bring in all these tissue culture plants imported into Dominica, we were lucky to have had this facility here which was able to help us in terms of transplanting these little tissue specimen plants here into this area under a special controlled environment for hardening, which will come in after, and we were able to satisfy farmers. As I speak with you right now, we are seeing some pretty huge bunches coming from this plant so far. And the demand for these plants are very, very high. It's a government plan to revamp the banana industry, and I must say our Chinese friend, in partnership with the Ministry of Agriculture, we were able to do it.
The Honorable Minister has voiced support for the establishment of the proposed tissue culture lab in Dominica.
We know definitely agriculture has advanced in terms of diseases, invasive species, new and emerging diseases, and we have quite a bit of germplasm on this island that we want to get back to and look at the productive ones where we can clean them up and we can use the tissue culture techniques to really propagate all the various crops we have on the island that exist from old agricultural stations, old germplasms, and also to look at introducing new varieties to Dominica that are disease resistant. So I think today is a great day for us as government of Dominica, and I cannot not speak about the Dominica Labour Party and its vision for agriculture. It is critical, you must understand that. This is the only government so far that has really decided to take agriculture to that next level.
Following a tour of the Agriculture Center, the delegation visited the site of the proposed tissue culture lab and also viewed the plans. The CEO and Director of Tourism of the Discover Dominica Authority, Colin Piper, thanked captain and crew of the MV Carnival Glory for the many opportunities provided as a result of the ship docking in Dominica. The ship made its inaugural call to the island last Friday, the 5th of February, at the Roseau cruise ship berth.
Most recently, we have been reminded of the importance of the cruising industry as it relates to the contribution to the economy in Dominica. We have a number of people, tour guides, we have taxi operators, we have vendors, we have property owners and service providers who earn a living as a result of what it is that you do. And so we want to acknowledge that. We want to thank you and your company for providing that possibility to Dominica.
The ship's agent, Whitchurch Shipping, represented by Kira Thompson-Ed, commended the DDA for their commitment to the cruise industry in Dominica.
Yeah. The cruise industry is actually one of the fastest growing industries in the travel industry. And Dominica is keeping up with that pace, thankfully. It provides economic benefits to any port receiving calls. And that's why we're very grateful that DASPA puts so much time and effort into making sure our ports are in the utmost condition to receive our visitors. And DDA and the Ministry of Tourism take a lot of time to work with stakeholders as well as outside to engage the cruise lines who come into Dominica. Through the combined efforts of Ships Agent, Whitchurch, DASPA, Ministry of Tourism, DDA, we have been able to get Carnival to come back into Dominica in particular. And we do hope that their calls will continue into the off-season as well because of the economic benefits that have been proven in the past as a result.
She quoted Mr. Gary Ed, stating that all involved in the tourism industry should strive to protect it and never take it for granted that any cruise line must dock in Dominica. It is along this vein of thought that CEO of the Dominica Air and Seaport Authority, Benoit Badwell, said to the captain and crew that changes have been made to the port following their last visit in an effort to improve visitor experience.
Since you've been here last, we've made some changes, and you must have noticed coming into port today, and we're still going to continue to try to see how we can make those changes so that it becomes even easier when the ships dock in port.
He also thanked organizers of the ship's schedule for allowing Dominica back on the ship's itinerary.
I want to again thank the people in the back office in Miami, Mr. Estrada, Carlos Estrada, and the rest. In our discussions, they had indicated that they are going to make some changes in terms of itineraries so that they could include countries like Dominica. And so we're indeed grateful. We've seen for this season a number of the vessels come to Dominica on this new itinerary that has been set. And again, I want to convey to the people back in Miami our sincere thanks and appreciation for taking Dominica into consideration in terms of the itinerary that they have planned while you're here today.
The ship's captain, Carlo Aquilone, had these words for Dominica's representatives.
On behalf of Carnival Cruise Lines as well, so just I want to say thank you very much for having us today here in these beautiful islands. This morning when I was approaching, the sun was just under the hills. I was not still up, and it was really gorgeous. The environment that it was around on this side, on the west side of the islands there. So we got a lot of guests that they were on the balcony there, admiring that, and so I'm sure that they will enjoy the islands today. So say that, so we look forward to be back here, and we are on a special itinerary, a special cruise, journey cruise they are calling, and it's a longer cruise, and I am sure that more calls and more ships you will see during the 16 here in Dominica, in the next months. So a few more calls there will be from Carnival Cruise Line.
The Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism, Gerald Jajak, represented the Honorable Minister for Tourism, Robert Tong. Police Chief Daniel Carbon believes the implementation of CCTV cameras around the major cities of Roseau and Portsmouth will be of major assistance to the Dominica Police Force. Carbon was reacting to confirmation given by the Honorable Minister for National Security, the Honorable Reuben Blackmore, at the press conference last week that cameras will be a permanent fixture.
We have had situations where the camera CCTV has helped us in making our identification and solving crimes. I believe that the entire city of Roseau should have CCTV. I made reference to that some time ago. All major cities worldwide have CCTV. And I believe, and I have no reason to doubt the Honourable Minister. The Minister is extremely forceful in having the agenda of the security of the state implemented. And so I have no reason to doubt that very soon, there will be permanent CCTV in the city of Roseau and Portsmouth and other areas. And as I said some time ago, every business in Roseau, as long as you can afford it, put in CCTV. It will help you, it will protect you, and it will also help us to protect you.
You're watching National Focus. More when we return.
Protection from abuse is every child's right. Everyone has a shared responsibility in protecting the child from abuse.
Mothers, believe your children when they say they've been abused, and follow through with child abuse cases when they've been reported.
For more information on child abuse or to report suspected cases on child abuse, contact the Social Welfare Division on 33 Great Marlborough Street or call 266-3020 or 266-3080.
Welcome back. The Honourable Parliamentary Representative for the St. Joseph constituency, Kelva Daru, has called on nationals to pay more attention to the environment. The St. Joseph MP was addressing a recent DLP rally in his constituency.
I want to continue to urge us here, not just in this constituency, but throughout Dominica, to continue to place great emphasis on our health. Let us be mindful, my dear friends, of chronic non-communicable diseases, and let us ensure that we keep our surroundings clean. We beautify our surroundings. We do not litter, but we ensure that as individuals, we take up our responsibility to ensure that every nook and cranny in this country is kept clean.
Finally, this news time, Police Chief Daniel Carbon has defended the decision to implement a community policing task force. Carbon, addressing the news conference last week, explained that similar initiatives have proven to be a major success in other countries, and he anticipates similar achievements in Dominica.
We have a number of initiatives in that community police action plan. We have education, a major aspect of that plan. We have working with the farmers, working with the health teams, neighborhood watch, drug education, working with the youths, working with different communities. We're looking at now to bring in the DDOs, district development officers, and so we have to work with everybody we can to ensure that the plan is a success.
The sustainability of the project is also a main focus for police.
It's a very expensive venture as well, because you have to sustain. It's not a matter of just rushing into a program and then that's it. It has to be sustained. For it to work, it must be sustained over a period of time. And so we have the commitment from the Honourable Minister that he will provide us with all the resources that we need to ensure that the action plan works.
The plan will be over a period of 3 years in the first instance at an initial cost of $150,000. And that's the English news. McPherson St. Luce is next with the Creole highlights.
Alors tout le monde, bienvenue à ces nouvelles en créole. Non moi c'est McPherson St. Luce. Premièrement, mon parlement pour Gouambé, Honorable Justin Charles, fait présentation tablette pour l'école primaire communauté là. Présentation là prend place pendant cérémonie pour ouvrir une bibliothèque neuve en l'école semaine passée.
Actuellement, les gens plus intéressants en disant computers actuellement. So c'est pour ça que il also bien important ou mettre exposer pour computer to because ça sont l'autre manière yo ça apprendre, yo ça read oui, mais ça sont l'autre tool yo ça servir pour développer knowledge et puis pour yo savoir comment ça qui a fait tout yo. So aujourd'hui là mon bas l'école là 5 petites tablettes et 2 plus gros tablettes. So yo ça mettre your library c'est les gars là ça vini ça qui pas ni ça à case. Yo ça vini yo ça familiarize ko yo avec computer là. Ça yo ça serving pour comment yo ça fait research en ligne, comment yo ça apprendre tout on la terre avec tout différents topics en library en la terre. So because yo les gars commence si cause apprendre actuellement on connaît Google, on connaît mettre ça on connaît Google ça et on peut taper information là et so ou ça servi.
quand même si l'honorable Charles, c'est nèg yon là supposé servir ces tablettes là pour avancer éducation ailleurs.
Non, où ça sert pour apprendre différents programmes, où ça sert comme student, ça où ça sert pour faire, pour écrire, pour faire accounts, toutes différentes manières où ça sert en computer. So mon cas hope et pas ni pour jouer et pour yo. So mon cas hope ces teachers là qui ka supervise quand yo ka fait ça et puis make sure yo service ces meeting là pour ça ici poser.
En autre nouvelle, ça fait community policing bien important pour une meilleure relation entre police et public là. Parole ça là sur le ministre de la Sécurité nationale, Honorable Ribbon Blackmore.
C'est bien important pour la police là et public là. Une relation qui est bonne. Après mars, le département de police là, quand il est en différentes places pour faire certains, implémenter le plan ça. So, public là avec police là, ça n'est plus meilleure relation pour adresser le crime en pays. So, c'est un bagage qui est bien important pour nous, en nation. Aussi, nous commettons pile emphasis à ces bagages qu'on patrol. Pour ça, autant qu'on chief police là, il y a en place un département pour motorbike. Comme ça. Et bien, pour faire ça tout le temps, on est police, pas tout seul, mais en Wallace, en place comme Castle Comfort, Dominica, avec bagage qui est bien important pour nous. So, nous continuer pour travailler avec la police là, pour faire certain, yo pour travailler sérieux, et bien faire tout ça, yo paye pour faire Dominique un premier passe pour nous tous.
En la nouvelle, Dominique a continué à recevoir assistance pour culte Erika. Ambassadeur culturel St Vincent et puis Grenadines, Randy McIntosh, fait présentation de $100,000 par le gouvernement jordéen. Présentation là prend place pendant une cérémonie en l'occasion Financial Center Bomatella. McIntosh présentait l'argent là pour le ministère étranger et puis CARICOM, sénateur Honorable Francine Barron. En parole et délivrée, ambassadeur McIntosh dit qu'il a représenté PEP St Vincent et puis Grenadines et puis il a créé pour unité entre PEP Caraïbes. McIntosh dit en parmi artistes qui organisé un concert où il a levé l'argent là. En même temps, le ministre Barron fait parole plaisir et puis remercie McIntosh à ce gouvernement pour donation là. Le ministre Barron dit c'est un gros travail pour vivre Dominique à ses pieds hors Erika. Et dit présentation là, c'est démonstration bien claire, bon relation là qui a existé entre Dominique et puis St Vincent et puis Grenadines. Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nouvelles en créole pour à présent. Non, moi c'est McPherson St Luce. Au revoir.
There is ongoing concern about the spread of the mosquito-borne Zika virus and the impact of Zika infections on pregnant women and their babies. In today's tip, we bring you the symptoms of the dreaded virus. Symptoms may include low-grade fever, joint pain, notably of small joints of hands and feet with possible swollen joints, muscle pain, headache, red eyes and rash. There is no specific treatment for Zika virus infection, and if symptoms develop, these will typically clear up within 4 to 7 days. The virus is transmitted by the Aedes aegypti mosquitoes. Anyone who is bitten by an infected mosquito is potentially at risk of infection. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website at news.gov.dm. Like our Facebook page, facebook.com/GIS News Dominica, and follow our Twitter at GIS Dominica. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. From all of us here on the GIS News production team, I'm Mervin. Thank you for watching.